Many people wander through existence feeling unfulfilled, as if the idea of a good life is a distant dream or an unreachable star. But what if I told you that a good life is not only attainable, but also lies within the choices you make and the wisdom you apply? Today, we're breaking down a list of core understandings and practices that have the power to redefine what a good life means for you. These are not mere tips, but life-altering principles that can change the very fabric of your day-to-day experience. As we walk through each point, think of this list as a blueprint for constructing a life of depth, meaning, and fulfillment. Each principle is a building block, a vital piece of the foundation upon which your good life can stand. 1. You are what you think. Our life, at its core, is shaped by your thoughts. This isn't a poetic abstraction, but a principle grounded in ancient wisdom. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," emphasizing that our mental state governs our life experience. In our modern world, we're constantly exposed to stimuli that can muddle our thinking. From sensationalist news to hours of TV, these inputs act as fog that clouds the quality of our internal landscape. To turn the tide, discipline is key. It's crucial to be selective about what we absorb from our environment. Instead of succumbing to distractions, engage in activities that enrich your mental space. Imagine your mind is like a boat in the ocean. A boat with a small leak might still stay afloat, but what happens if that leak grows or if multiple leaks appear? Negative thoughts are similar to these leaks. They drain you slowly but surely. When you let in thoughts of fear, inadequacy, or resentment, you're essentially poking holes in your own boat. Over time, the vessel of your life starts to sink, weighed down by the negativity you've allowed in. The antidote? Guard your thoughts. Just as you would patch up any leaks in a boat to keep it afloat, repair your thinking by questioning the thoughts that frequent your mind. Where are they coming from? Are they serving any positive purpose? By scrutinizing your recurring thoughts, you can catch the negative ones before they take hold and replace them with affirming beliefs. This mindful approach sets the foundation for leading a good life. It's not just a philosophical ideal, but a practical tool that has immediate and long-lasting effects. You become an active participant in shaping your own life experience, starting with your internal dialogue. 2. Be intentional. Being intentional is like setting your inner compass towards the life you truly want to live. It's about waking up each day with a purpose and understanding that each choice you make reverberates through the fabric of your existence. Seneca said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Without intention, it's easy to become a passenger in your own life, allowing past experiences or current circumstances to steer your course. But the moment you decide to set an intention, you reclaim the wheel. Psychotherapist Babita Spinelli underscores the transformative power of intention. She emphasizes that the first step in letting go of a past that holds you back is making a firm commitment to move forward. So how can you make this practical? Let's say you're stuck in a job you dislike. Instead of passively accepting this as your fate, set an intention to either improve your current work environment or to find a new opportunity that aligns better with your values. This intention alone can catalyze actions like enhancing your skills, networking, or updating your resume, small steps that collectively lead to big changes. But remember, intention isn't just about big life decisions. It filters down to the way you interact with others, the food you eat, and even the thoughts you entertain. If you catch yourself dwelling on negative thoughts, intentionally redirect your focus towards something that uplifts you. Maybe it's as simple as recalling a happy memory or as ambitious as planning a future goal. So, are you ready to set your intentions? Take a moment to think about an area of your life that requires a change. Commit to it. Write it down. And then start taking the small, manageable steps to make it happen. Intentionality is a dynamic process, not a one-time event, and it holds the key to unlocking a good life. 3. Practice radical acceptance. Radical acceptance isn't about painting a rosy picture of your past or pretending things are fine when they're not. It's about facing reality squarely, acknowledging what you've been through without sugarcoating or denial. Think of it as standing in the eye of a storm. The chaos exists, but you remain anchored. This practice pulls you out of the cycle of what-ifs and if-onlys, those tormenting thoughts that amplify your suffering. It calls for you to change your inner dialogue. Instead of saying, "Why did this happen to me?" you might ask, "Okay, this has happened. What can I learn from it?" This shift doesn't make the event any less painful, but it does remove the extra layer of agony caused by non-acceptance. Implementing radical acceptance can be like setting down a heavy bag you've carried for miles. It doesn't negate the journey or the weight, but it allows you a moment to breathe, to readjust, and to move on with a lighter load. Remember, you're not saying the past event was good. You're saying it's a part of your life story that you can neither undo nor ignore. What you can control is how much longer you let it weigh you down. So, the next time you're tangled in past regret, bitterness, or sorrow, consider practicing radical acceptance. Observe how your body relaxes and your mind quiets, even if just a bit. It's like letting fresh air into a room that's been closed for too long. You might still have to live with the reality, but you don't have to suffocate in it. 4. Forgive yourself and others. Forgiving is not about letting someone off the hook for what they've done. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that grudge or regret. Think of forgiveness as a gift you give to yourself, a release valve that lets you breathe easier. You're not saying what happened was okay, but that you won't let it chain you down any longer. The process starts within. Many times, we are our harshest judges. If you're struggling to forgive yourself, start by admitting your mistake and understanding that being flawed is part of being human. You are not your past, and you are not your mistakes. Acknowledge them, learn from them, and let them go. When you forgive yourself, it becomes easier to extend that grace to others. Forgiving another person can be trickier. If you're holding a grudge, it can feel like a wall of safety, a barrier to protect you from future hurt. But in truth, it's a wall that isolates you. Break it down by trying to understand the other person's point of view. You don't have to agree with them, but understanding their motives can make forgiveness feel more attainable. A practical way to start could be journaling your thoughts or even speaking with a trusted friend or a counselor. Externalizing your feelings helps you make sense of them. You could also use mindfulness techniques to focus your thoughts and find a sense of peace. 5. Don't compare yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, you're essentially setting yourself up for unhappiness. It's like looking at someone else's highlight reel while scrutinizing your own outtakes. You're setting a trap for your joy, making it hard to appreciate what you have because you're too focused on what you don't. Everyone starts their journey from a unique point with different resources, challenges, and goals. Imagine two people in a race, but one starts 20 feet behind the other. It's not a fair comparison. The paths we walk are so varied that using someone else's life as a measuring stick for your own will always be misleading. Take, for example, social media. It often showcases the best moments in people's lives, the vacations, the promotions, the perfect families. But it doesn't show the struggles, the sacrifices, and the countless small and ordinary moments that make up a life. Falling into the trap of comparing your everyday life to someone else's best moments is a recipe for dissatisfaction. Remember, comparison is often called the thief of joy, and for good reason. It steals away your ability to be present and grateful for the life you're living. Instead of comparing yourself to others, consider turning your gaze inward. Practice gratitude for what you have no matter how small or simple. There are people in the world who don't have the basics like food or a roof over their heads, and yet many find joy in their lives. Gratitude can turn what you have into enough. When you find yourself sliding into the comparison game, stop and refocus. Count your blessings, not your shortcomings. Reclaim your joy by embracing your own journey, understanding that it is yours alone to take. 6. Embrace change. Life is an ever-changing river, always in flow. It's easy to get attached to the way things are, but resisting change is like trying to hold back the river with your hands. It's impossible and exhausting. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Change is nature's delight." These ancient words remind us that adaptation isn't just necessary, it's natural. Nothing in life is certain except that it will change. You might feel secure in your job today and find yourself in an entirely different career path tomorrow. Relationships evolve, people come and go, and even you will change over time. The one constant in life is change itself. Fighting against this truth only leads to stress and unhappiness. But there's an antidote: living in the present. By focusing on the here and now, you can navigate the waters of change without being swept away by them. You'll find it easier to adapt, grow, and find contentment even when life takes an unexpected turn. So, the next time you feel change unsettle you, take a deep breath, ground yourself in the present moment, and let the river of life take you where you're meant to go. 7. Keep learning. There's something profoundly enriching about opening your mind to new ideas and experiences. You see, knowledge isn't just an accumulation of facts. It's a living, breathing entity that evolves with you. Keep your mind open, and it will fill not just with information, but with wisdom. The beauty of knowledge is its power to transform you. It can challenge old beliefs, break down barriers, and propel you into directions you never thought possible. This is more than just reading a book or taking a course. It's about engaging fully with the world around you, eager to soak in its endless lessons. When you commit to being a lifelong learner, you're essentially agreeing to an ongoing relationship with yourself and the world. This relationship, nurtured by curiosity, has the potential to lead you to a life you never could have imagined. Remember, a closed mind is like a stagnant pond, unable to grow or change. Keep the waters of your mind flowing, and you'll be amazed at what reflects back at you. Your willingness to grow and evolve is a testimony to your inherent potential. If you're interested in going further down this path, consider checking out the books in the description below. These are texts that inspire me and guide my journey. For more exclusive insights, join our Patreon or membership community. Thank you for being here, and until next time, take care.